Hello crafters, I hope everyone is well and safe. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how an embroidery pen or a punch needle, as it is sometimes known, actually works, the basics of it. So if this sounds fun, please like this video, tell me down below if you liked it and subscribe to my channel, as I'll be doing plenty more of these videos and have plenty more linked down below. So, to do embroidery pen or to punch needle, what we're going to need is number one, of course, our embroidery pen. We're also going to need, of course, thread. You can use embroidery thread, as I'm going to be using here. You can use thicker wool or sewing thread, maybe 2 or 3 strands, or even 1 strand, depending on what you're doing and the needle you're using. You're going to need an embroidery hoop, and make sure you get an embroidery hoop that is good quality, so they are pretty tight enough. You can see here, it has lots of warps along the edges, and the fabric isn't really going to be held well, and you really want it to be held well because you will be putting pressure against the fabric, but I'll show you that. You can get another style which will be hopefully linked below, and it'll be definitely linked below in the other videos that hold the fabric in much better, and I'll show that. And of course you will need that said fabric. You can use monk's cloth or this kind of cheesecloth material I have here, which is really just a fabric with big holes that is really good for embroidery pen, or else you can use normal fabric but try and have it have big holes if you're going to be using the big needle. And you will also need some scissors. So when you get your embroidery pen, it's going to look something like this. So there are 2 different styles of embroidery pen, and one of them is more a wooden style with just the needle coming out, and they tend to be more for wool, or these ones which are more plastic and can be used for wool or embroidery thread, or even really small thread. So what it looks like out of the box is this. So it's like a pen, you could almost write with it, and like a pen there is a needle instead of a stylus coming out. So I've in the thickest one, I believe, the thickest needle with my set, which will be linked down below. By the way, I have 3 needles, which is really good because I can embroider with all different thicknesses of yarn. So the cap comes off, and then you can adjust the loop by putting up or down the number and then tightening. I normally have it at the longest length. I think it's just easier, and that's really it. You get plenty more other stuff in your embroidery pen box. You get a big instructions as well on different things, and you also get some threaders. So I'm just going to thread this, and if you want to learn how to thread it, which I'm sure you probably do, it'll be linked up here and down below, and you can watch that after this video. So I have my embroidery pen all threaded up. I'm going to slip my fabric into my embroidery hoop, and then at this stage, or even before ideally, you would draw out your design. I'm just going to be freehanding for this video. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Let's say a leaf. So what you're going to want to do is get a little bit of thread. We're going to leave about 2-3 inches just hanging out from our embroidery pen, and then we're going to poke it into the fabric, and we're going to have the thread hanging behind the way we want our line to be going. So I want my line to go up, so I'm going to face my thread to the back of my needle. So we're going to punch in. I like to punch in all the way with my needle down as far as possible, just so my loops are as big as possible. And then we're going to pull up, and then we're going to move over slightly. I'm going to move about, I don't know, like like 1/8 of an inch, and then do the exact same motion again. And we're going to repeat. So with this, you can make any kinds of shapes. You can make lines, you can make curves, and you can also fill in stuff. So this is basically it. You're just going to keep repeating this motion, and you can obviously vary the stitch lengths. And it's actually really fun and enjoyable, and compared to normal embroidery, it does take less time. But keep in mind, it is not real embroidery, because behind we have all of these loops, and these loops are actually what keeps it in. And if you want more info, I'm going to be doing a video on Saturday on how to keep these loops in. There's going to be a few little ways to keep the loops in, but you really don't want to be doing it on any kind of clothes, so let's not have any kind of illusions that you can be making clothes with it or anything, unfortunately. So we can just continue this, and then if we want to fill in our shape, we're just going to outline the whole thing first. I find it better to start on the outside and work in rather than the other way around, and then we're going to just make little holes right next to the holes we've already made. I hope this focuses. And we're just going to continue poking, and it's going to fill our shape in. And then you keep turning every corner you want to turn when it is in the fabric with the thread. So we're just going to continue turning and always having it towards the back, the thread, excess thread towards the back. Okay, so I have some thread. I'm just going to pull out. So this, in effect, is your back, and this is going to be your front. Obviously, you can have it any way you want. And then, if you want a tip on how to put these threads in, I just use a needle felting needle. I don't have any with me right now, but I'll link it in the description box below how that's done. You just push it in, very easy, or you could probably use a normal needle. So that's how embroidery pen works. You punch it through and then the loops stay at the back and hold themselves in place. That's why you want to use a tight enough fabric. It's why monk's cloth or cheesecloth does work well, or even some normal fabric tends to work well. So that's really it. I hope you learned something in this video. Please tell me down below if you did, and subscribe to my channel and check out the rest of my embroidery pen videos. I've how to thread the embroidery pen, I have a review, I've unboxing, a tutorial, and many other things. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!